In the next 60 seconds, you're either going to calm your dog down, or wreck their entire day. And you probably don't even know you're doing it. You grab your keys. Your dog is already at the door. Tail up. Body tight. Eyes locked on your hands. You think that's excitement. It isn't. It's the first sign of a stress response. And it starts before you even touch the handle. Most owners walk straight past it. Clip the lead. Grab the bag. Quick goodbye. Gone. It feels normal. It even feels kind. But the moment that matters most isn't when you leave. It's the 60 seconds before. And what your dog does in that window predicts how their entire day alone will go. Here's the strange part. It's not the leaving that damages a dog. It's leaving while they're still wound up. There's a name for what builds in that lead up. Trigger stacking. Every small stressor adds to the one before it. The jingle of keys. The sound of shoes. You picking up your bag. None of these are dangerous on their own. But your dog's brain doesn't clear them out fast either. Dr. Patricia McConnell, one of the most cited voices in canine separation anxiety, has pointed to cortisol, the stress hormone, as something that doesn't just switch off. Studies on shelter and home-alone dogs, including work by researcher Barbara Bearda on canine stress physiology, have shown cortisol can stay elevated for hours after a stressful event. So if your dog is already keyed up when the door shuts, that stress doesn't switch off. It just keeps running. Alone. With nobody there to bring it back down. This is where it gets genuinely useful. The American Veterinary Society of Animal Behavior describes a very specific pattern in anxious dogs. These dogs follow their owner from room to room. They watch closely. They struggle to settle, even when nothing is happening. And the second their owner starts the pre-leaving routine, their whole body shifts into alert mode. That's the giveaway. Dogs don't only react when the door closes. Many start showing stress the moment they clock the early warning signs. Keys. Shoes. A coat coming off the hook. Their nervous system responds before you've said a single word. Let's make this real for a second. Picture two dogs. Dog 1 hears the keys jingle. He's up instantly. Pacing. Whining at the door. Watching every move you make. Dog 2 hears the same keys. He glances up once, then lies back down. Breathing slow. Eyes soft. Same house. Same owner. Same keys. Completely different nervous systems. And here's the part most owners never realize. Which dog you have on any given day usually comes down to what happened in the 60 seconds before you left the day before. Which brings us to the moment in the title. The thing your dog needs to do before you walk out isn't sit. It isn't stay. It's settle. Not the trained kind of sit-stay that looks obedient but feels tense underneath. Real settling. Loose body. Slow breathing. Choosing, on their own, to lie down somewhere calm, without watching your every move. Veterinary behaviorists use exactly this marker. They don't judge readiness by whether a dog obeys a command. They judge it by whether the dog can stay in their bed, relaxed, while you move around the house doing normal things. Only once a dog can do that consistently do trainers move on to practicing real departures. Why does this one detail matter so much? Because a dog who leaves your side reluctantly, tense and watching, is a dog whose stress response is still climbing when the door shuts. A dog who's already settled, breathing slow, choosing rest over vigilance, is starting from a completely different baseline. One is walking into the quiet already calm. The other is walking into it mid-panic. Quick question, think about your own dog right now. Do they stay calm when you pick up your keys? Or do they already start pacing the second they hear that sound? Pause for a second and actually think about it. It matters for what's coming next. One dog owner on a training forum put it perfectly, without even realizing what she was describing. She said her dog seemed fine right up until the last 30 seconds. Then, out of nowhere, pacing, whining, blocking the door. What she was watching was triggers stacking in real time. Small stress signals piling on top of each other, until the dog tips over a threshold right as she walks out. And here's the part that surprises most people. Comforting a dog in that state, the long hug, the soft, "It's okay, baby," right before you go, can actually make it worse. Fussing over an already anxious dog just before departure adds another layer of arousal onto a system that's already stacked. It feels loving. Biologically, it can tip them further over the edge. So what does the research say to actually do? First, break the connection between your pre-leaving routine and your dog's stress response. Pick up your keys sometimes, and don't leave. Put your shoes on, and sit back down. Do this enough times, and those triggers stop predicting anything scary. Your dog's brain starts filing them as meaningless. Just background noise. Not a warning. Then, before you actually go, wait for the settle. Not forced. Not commanded. Earned. Your dog chooses to lie down. Their breathing slows. Their eyes soften. Only then do you leave. Calmly. Without ceremony. No big goodbye. No dramatic exit. Just quiet consistency. One owner tried this for 2 weeks straight. Nothing changed the first few days. By day 10, their dog stopped following them to the door altogether. Instead, the dog walked to their bed on their own, before the owner even picked up their keys. That's not obedience. That's a nervous system learning it doesn't need to brace for something scary. This is the piece most people never learn, because it isn't loud or dramatic. It's a quiet, almost invisible shift in timing. But it's the difference between a dog who spends the day in a low hum of anxiety, and a dog who spends it actually resting. Your dog isn't being dramatic when they follow you to the door. They're not being needy. They're not being difficult. They're running on instincts shaped by thousands of years of needing their group to stay close for survival. Being left has never been trivial to them. But once you understand what's actually happening in those last 60 seconds, you're not just leaving the house anymore. You're teaching your dog, one calm departure at a time, that being alone isn't something to fear. That's a kind of trust you build slowly. But it's real. And it lasts. I read every single comment on this channel, so tell me, what's the one thing your dog does right before you leave? Does it match what we just talked about, or is it something totally different? If this helped you understand your dog a little better, hit subscribe. There's more of this coming, the kind of research most owners never get told.